is February 5th, 2015. And in my last video clip, I was just talking about Robin Bechtold and Erica Ballinger having driven me to this bar to hang out with a bunch of high school friends that at that time I still had sort of thought were friends. And actually, at that time specifically, I was thinking about a few things. A couple things were coming back to me here and there, and I did notice that things were not just quite as smooth and friendly as it always was. And there was something that was a little different. And I was slightly more reserved at first, but I hadn't put everything together. I hadn't thought about my whole childhood and how, oh yeah, their parents did this and that to me, and they are all government people. You know, I hadn't come full circle to think about it so much that I was able to accept and acknowledge that this is an entirely government-clad group. And so I noticed this kind of strange, what I thought was a strange reaction, behavior by Robin Bechtold. And it wasn't just that he looked determined, but he at first had pretended. I realized that he had been pretending, because at first he looked like he was pretending to be, well, he acted social and friendly and kind of nice and innocent or whatever, wide-eyed. And then as I became drunk, I looked at him again, and I was realizing there's hatred in his eyes. Like, he hates me. And I could see that he had this resentment and really horrible hatred of me, like a burning interior hatred. And it kind of scared me. I just thought, whoa. He thinks that I am not going to notice how he really feels now because I'm drunk. And now I see what he really thinks. And then he got up, did this poker game thing, got his $20. And prior to that, before they called me up, they knew that I would probably meet them out there, because I had gotten into a big fight with my family, with my parents, and I was really upset. And my dad had told me I couldn't go over there for Thanksgiving dinner or to see them or anything. And I'd cried and said some horrible things, and they'd said some mean things. And I was completely by myself on Thanksgiving. So it was right after, it was like about a half an hour to 1 hour after I got into this huge fight, and I was crying at my house and not on really good speaking terms with my parents for a Thanksgiving dinner or going over there to a house at all. Well, it was like a half hour to an hour after that I got the call to meet these people, these other government kids, at a bar. And I thought the timing was really strange, because it felt to me like someone who was listening into my phone conversations, waited for the right timing, and then decided, she's lonely, she's at home, if we call her now, she'll go out with us. And so if I had been over at my parents' house and everything had been normal and we hadn't had a blow up, or if my parents hadn't felt like I wasn't, I'm always not completely sure if they were telling me not to go over there because they really didn't want me over there, because some government people were telling them not to have me over there because they wanted to set something else up instead. Because my parents were controlled as well. So I don't know which it was. But the timing, I thought immediately was very strange. I thought, it's like they just, like a setup. Okay, first, she's not going to be able to go to her parents' house for Thanksgiving. which she always does. She's going to feel bad, and she'll want to have more emotion. She'll want to spend more time with someone socially because she's not going to be connecting socially to her parents and her family. So yeah, call her up now. I mean, that was kind of like the feeling that I had when I got this call. But of course I pushed it out of my mind and just thought, no, they call at different times for Thanksgiving things. Of course it's never on Thanksgiving. It's always like the day after, or a couple days after the holiday, not on the day of the holiday. And which that was the most unusual thing about it. But I kind of, whenever I had like an instinct kick in and tell me something seems wrong here, I would then argue with myself and just think, no, this is just totally natural and normal. So I pushed the idea aside, and then once I was there, I did see that there was something going on with Robin, that he had some kind of a weird motive. And even though I saw that, and I saw his expressions, and saw that what I thought was definitely hatred and resentment, I kind of thought to myself, I thought again, well, he started acting nice again. So he came back from doing his poker thing, and then he kind of like turned a switch, basically, and he started acting like the happy-go-lucky Robin, who's casual and jokes around and flirts or kids around with you like a friend type of a thing. And so it made me forget that I had just a few minutes earlier thought about how weird he was acting and how something was dangerous about him. And so, I thought when he switched back to his normal behavior, demeanor, I thought, well, it made me forget. I thought he's acting like himself now, and then I didn't focus on what I remembered before, and probably also because I wasn't thinking very well because I was drunk. And what happened in that moment was that they all saw that I was drunk, and I saw that all of these government kids had definitely relaxed. I mean, they were not just relaxed. I think that they knew I was going to get raped. Because they were kind of smirking, a couple of them. Not all of them, I wouldn't say every single one of them looked completely comfortable with the entire situation. But several of them did. Several of them looked like they felt really kind of excited or giddy, and I think they knew that something bad was going to happen to me. And then Erica, I know without any doubt Erica was involved in that, and she was part of coordinating this horrible thing that happened next, because she said here she was, my dependable my dependable ride, supposedly the person that I went to this group thing with, and she said to me, she talked to Robin privately, out of my hearing, and then she came over to me and she said, Cameo, Robin's going to take you home, okay? And I said, well, I thought you were going to take me home. And she said, well, I have to go the other direction, and she said it's going to be like, it would be 20 minutes out of my way to go all the way, or a half an hour to go all the way over to your house, and then I have to drive all the way back over to my house. I said, I know, but you said that we were coming over here together and you were going to take me home. I said, I don't want to go home with I said, I just want to, I don't want to go home with Robin. I want him to take me. And she said, well, can you just do it this time, because she said, it's going to be too far. And she said, I'm really tired and I have to get back to my house. She said, I'm so tired. I'm really afraid that I might fall asleep at the wheel, and I don't want to fall asleep at the wheel. I mean, why am I even smiling or laughing about that? Because it's really sick. Here she was telling me that all of a sudden, after I was drunk, and she knew I was drunk, she's telling me, she and Robin had it all worked out, and that he's going to drive me home because she's too tired to take me home now. She might fall asleep. And she doesn't want to kill me. Or herself doing that. Ha ha. And I said, I tried to argue with her, and I wanted her to take me home because my plan had not been to get drunk and then have a guy take me home. And felt pretty sure that, okay, if Robin takes me home, I'll just have him drive me straight home, but I still didn't feel comfortable with it. And that wasn't what we had said we were going to do when she called me up and said she was going to give me a ride, take me to this thing, and then take me to my house. And she had assured me before I started drinking that she was my ride. So Erica was definitely 100% involved in trying to set me up to get raped. And I don't forgive her. Erica Ballinger is a really bad person, and she plays off being a very good person and did that for a very long time. And from my understanding, she works for the FBI now. She actually supposedly got a job with them. And so then Robin came over to me and said, I'll just take you home. And he acted really casual and flippant about like he had no motives and wasn't going to try anything or whatever. He's just going to, drive me straight home, do a favor for Erica. She's really tired. And he'd take me straight to my house. And then and it was closer for him. So I said, okay, I didn't really have a choice. Erica basically told me no, even though I asked her several times. And so then when everyone left, I got in the car with Robin, and I expected him to take me straight to my house. And all of a sudden, I was really drunk at that point. And then all of a sudden he started to take a detour. I said, where are you going? And he said, he started talking like his charm talk, like, oh, this is no big deal and don't worry about anything because this has just come up and I hope everything's fine, but don't worry about it, and hopefully this will work out. But he said, I'm really tired myself. He said, I actually had a lot to drink. He didn't have anything to drink for him. He was not even buzzed from what I could tell. And he said something like that. And he said, Erica said that we could stay over at her, she has a place that's open. I think he said it was Erica's place. And if it wasn't Erica's place, it was some other friend that he had, or a friend that Erica had. And he said nobody's there. He said they're out, they're with their family for Thanksgiving. And they said that, as far as I know, it was Erica's place. And Erica said we could stay at her apartment. And overnight, he said, then I'll take you home first thing in the morning. He said, I won't try anything. He said, I promise. He said, you can be on the couch. He said, there's a couch and there's another room with a bed. And he said, I'll go into that room. He said, I won't try a single thing. He said, I'm just so tired. He said, I don't think I can make it without crashing and whatever. And I said, no, I want to go home. I said, no, I really want to go home now, like tonight. He said, I really can't. He said, I'm just way too tired. He said, can't you just please? He said, can't you just stay over at this place? And